This is a book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 16. When the increase, transgression increase, but the righteous will see their downfall. I'd like to give all praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh Yahweh Shai. I'd like to give all glory and honor and praises to Almighty Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the men of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is Brother Boaz on the set once again. You will see the destruction happen to him, okay? Who? The so-called white man, Esau, okay? You're going to see their destruction when this thing comes to pass. It's not going to be delayed anymore, okay? That's what this World War III is about, okay? When it gets swept into that, okay, Yahweh Shah's going to drop missiles on this man and destroy him. Once again, like we discussed, our job is to keep posture and keep calling on Yahweh Yahweh Shai so you can make it out with your life, okay? So when this thing goes down, that's what this is all about. Let's get into it. The book of Ezekiel. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 13, chapter 12, Salakia, chapter 12, verse 25. For I, Yahweh, will speak. Whatever word I speak, it will be accomplished. It will not be delayed any longer. Indeed, your ways and your days, O rebellious house, I will speak the word and accomplish it, declares the sovereign Yahweh. Yahweh's message came to me. Take note, son of man, that the house of Israel is saying the vision that he see is for distant days, and he prophesies in the far future. Therefore say unto them, this is what the sovereign Yahweh says. None of my words will be delayed any longer. The word I speak will come to pass, declares the book of Yoel, chapter 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let the inhabitants of the land shake with fear, for the day of Yahweh is about to come. Indeed, it is near. It is a day of dreadful darkness, a day of foreboding storm clouds, like a blackness spread over the mountains. It is a huge and powerful army. There is nothing of anything like it ever before, and there will be anything like it for many generations to come. Like fire, they devour everything in their path. A flame blames behind them. The land looks like the Garden of Eden before them, but behind them it is only a desolate wilderness. Nothing escapes them, okay? So like we discussed on multiple occasions, thermonuclear destruction, okay? And if you want to make it out with your life, you have to call on Yahweh Yahweh Shai, like we discussed. Now, one of my go-to scriptures, Yahweh Shai is your midnight ticket train of Georgia out of here, okay? So you can make it out of here with your life. The book of Ephesians, chapter 1, verse 13. And when you heard the word of your truth, the gospel of your salvation, you believed in Mashiach, and you was marked with the seal of the promised Holy Spirit, who is the down payment, okay? Once again, he is the what? Down payment. Okay, Yahweh is a down payment. He's your one-way ticket out of here to make it out with your life when this thing comes to pass. He's your one-way ticket out of here to make it out with your life, okay, when this thing finally goes down. Without Yahweh you won't make it out here with your life when this thing goes down. Okay, it's all about Yahweh okay? Who is the down payment of your inheritance until the redemption of glory's own possessions to the praise of his glory. Okay, so to the praise of his glory. Okay, Yahushua is the down payment. There's only one mediator between man and Yahweh. Okay, one moment. The book of First Timothy chapter 2 verse 5. For there is only one power and one mediator between power and humanity, Mashiach Yahweh Shai, himself human. Okay, so there's only one mediator, okay, to bring us to Yahweh Shai, to bring us to Yahweh. That's it. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, and if you're not calling on the name Yahweh Shai, you won't make it out of here with your life when this thing goes down. Let's get it. The book of Acts, chapter 4, verse 8. Then Peter, filled with the Holy Spirit, replied, rulers and the people of elders, if we are being examined today for done to a sick man, what means this man was healed, let it be known to you all, the people of Israel, that by the name of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, the Nazarene, whom you crucified, whom power has raised from the dead, this man stands before you healthy. This Yahweh Shai is the stone that the builders rejected by you builders, and that has become the cornerstone, and there's salvation in no one else, and there is no other name under heaven given among people by which we must be saved. Okay, so there's not any other name. Okay, like we discussed, you have to call on Yahweh Shai, so you can make it out of here with your life. Okay, that's what this is all about. And you're going to see this destruction to come to pass. Okay, you're going to see it. The book of 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. But the day of Yahweh will come like a thief when it comes. Okay, so it's not a question, is it going to come? When it comes. Okay, when it comes, when it comes, the heavens will disappear with a horrific noise, and the celestial bodies will melt away in a blaze, and the earth and every deed done on it will be laid bare. Okay, so that's it. It's going to be destruction. Okay, Yahweh Shai is going to destroy this place. Okay, and if you don't want to make it, if you don't want to make it out of here with your life, you'll call on Yahweh Shai. The book of Isaiah 13, verse 5. They come from a distant land, from the horizon. It is Yahweh with his instruments of judgment coming to destroy the whole earth. Well, for the Yahweh's day of judgment is near. It comes as all the destruction of power of the sovereign one. For this reason, all hands hang limp. Every human heart loses courage. They panic. Cramp, pain seize hold of them like those of a woman who is straining to give birth. They look one at another in astonishment. Their faces are flushed red. That's a so-called white man. Okay, look, Yahweh day of judgment is a coming. It is a day of cruelty and savage rage and anger, destroying the earth and what? Annihilating the sinners. Okay, like we discussed. Okay, annihilating the sinners. Okay, you have to come back to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai while you still can. That's what this is all about. Okay, we before evening time comes. So that's the game. You have to get this before evening time, okay? You're gonna see the destruction of the wicked. The book of Psalms 91 verse 8. Certainly you will see it with your own very eyes. You will see the wicked pay back in full. You have taken refuge in Yahweh. My shelter is the Most High. So we're going to see the wicked pay back in full, okay? That's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. You're going to see the wicked pay in full. The book of Psalms 94, verse 1. Yahweh, the power who avenges, Yahweh who avenges, reveal your splendor, rise up and judge the earth, pay back the proud, okay? That's our song, okay? The song of Moses, okay? That's what we are always saying. We're always crying that song. The book of Revelations, chapter 6, verse 10. They cried out with a loud voice, how long, Master, sovereign Master, holy and true, before you judge those who live on the earth and avenge our blood, okay? And Yahweh Shai is going to get vengeance for us, okay? You don't think Yahweh Shai is going to leave us in this miserable business? You got to be kidding me. The book of Revelations, chapter 18, verse 20. Rejoice over her, you heavens, and saints, and apostles, and prophets, for power has pronounced judgment against her for your behalf. So Yahweh Shah is going to destroy this man, okay? This man is not going to go walk off with his spoils, okay? You're going to see the white man go down. You're going to see his destruction. The book of the book of the book of Sirach, chapter 16, verse 11. And if there be any among the people, it is a marvel that ye escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and to pour out displeasure. As his mercy is great, so is his correction. He who judges every man according to his works. The sinners shall not escape with their spoils, and the patience of the godly shall not be frustrated. Okay, so Yahweh Shai ain't gonna leave us like this. Yahweh Shai is gonna destroy this man. The book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners, and repays vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. So that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about, okay? Yahweh Shai is gonna get revenges on this man. The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that has joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And Yahweh is going to give us that as a gift, as for staying so strongly and boldly for his name. Okay, Yahweh is going to give us that as a gift. And we're going to get crowns on our heads, okay? That's what this is all about. The book of 2, verse 41. The number of the children of whom thou longest for is fulfilled, bespeaks the power of Yahweh that has those people which have been called from the beginning, may they be hallowed. I, Esdras, saw upon Mount Zion a great people which I cannot be numbered, as they praise Yahweh with song, and they in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads where he set crowns that was more exalted, which I marvel greatly. For so I asked the angel, said, Sir, what are these? And he answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off mortal clothing, and have put on immortal, and have confessed the name of power, and now they are crowned and receiving palms. Then I said unto the angel, What young person is crowned where thou givest them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Power, whom they have confessed in the world. Then I began greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of Yahweh. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell thou people what manner of things which thou have wondered of the Lord and thou power have seen. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna get crowns. We're gonna get crowns if you keep the faith. We're gonna get crowns, and we're gonna see the downfall of our enemy. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, verse 8. Do not a house where there is feasting, nor sit down and eat and drink with them either. For I, Yahweh of heavenly armies, the power of Israel, tell ye that what happen. I will put their I will put to an end to this soundness and joy and gladness to the glad celebrations of bride and groom in this land. You and the rest of this people will live to see this happen, okay? You're going to see this happen, okay? You're going to see the so called white man just go down. The book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 19. Your destruction is like an incurable wound. Your demise is like a fatal injury. All who hear of you will clap their hands for joy, for no one ever escaped your endless cruelty. That's a so-called white man, okay? No one escapes. When the so-called white man came into power, he put hell on all the nations, okay? He's still putting all the nations, okay? If you don't go by his dollar, he be a bully and just bully you and run you over, okay? That's what the so-called white man's known for, okay? If whatever he do, if you reject his dollar, he'll just come and just wipe you out, okay? That's why people are gonna rejoice when it's they. The book of the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 1. I will cause a destructive wind to blow against Babylon and against the people who inhabit Babylonia. Okay, Yahweh is gonna cause a destructive wind to blow. What's that destructive wind to blow? The besom of destruction, where you see that wall of destruction, boom. Okay, it just wipes out everything in the land. Okay, nothing withstands it. Okay, it sweeps and destroys everything in the land. Okay. They show you in that movie that knowing, okay, when that thermonuclear weapon hits, boom, it sweeps and destroys everything in the land, okay? Nothing withstands it. 18. The book of Jeremiah 49, verse 20. So listen to what I have, while Yahweh has planned against Edom, what I've intended to do. The people that live in Teman, their little ones will be dragged off and completely destroy their land because of what they have done. The people of the earth will quake when they hear of their downfall. They will cry of anguish, will be heard all the way unto the Gulf of Abab. People are gonna quake. They're gonna be in fear. They're gonna say, "Wow, so-called white man's destroyed. I can't believe the so-called white man's destroyed." Okay, and 2/3 they're gonna be destroyed. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 42, verse 20. You made a fatal mistake, for you sent me to Yahweh your power and asked me to pray to Yahweh your power for us. Tell us what Yahweh your power says, and we will do it. This day I have told you what he says, but you do not want to obey Yahweh your power by doing what he sent me to tell you. So now be very sure of this: you will die from war and from starvation, or disease in the place whether you want to go and live. Okay, so you made a fatal mistake. Okay, to ask me to go send to pray for you. Okay, you made a fatal mistake. That's the 2/3. Okay, the 2/3 made a fatal mistake of not serving Yahweh Yahushai when this thing goes down. Okay, when they see the besom of destruction, they're gonna wish that they took some time out to get to know Yahweh Yahushai more intimately. Okay, they're gonna wish. Let's get it. The book of 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 5. For this very reason make every effort to add to your faith excellence, and excellence excellence knowledge, knowledge self-control, to self-control's perseverance, and the perseverance godliness, and godliness brotherly affection, and brotherly affection unselfish love. For if these things really be yours continually increase, they will keep you from becoming ineffectual and unproductive in your pursuit to know the Lord Yahweh Yahushai Mashiach more intimately. Okay, so that's our goal. You want to know Yahushua on the intimate level, on a very intimate personal level. Okay, that's what this is about. You want to get to know Yahweh Yahushai on the intimate and a personal level. 27. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 30. For he is the reason why you have a relationship with Mashiach Yahushai, who became for us the wisdom of power, which righteousness and sanctification and redemption, so that it is written, one who boasts in Yahweh. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 3. For I was with you in weakness and fear and in much trembling. Okay, you gotta work out your own salvation with what? Fear and trembling. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, and Yahushua will give us our vengeance. Okay, we will see the downfall of the so-called white man. The book of Luke chapter 18 verse 1. Then Yahushua told them a parable to show them that they should always pray and not lose heart. He said, in a certain city there was a judge who neither feared power nor respected people. There was also a widow in that city who kept coming to him saying, give me a vengeance, give me justice against my adversary. Let me see the white man go down already. Okay, what's this about? Yahweh Yahushai, you us that the so-called white man's going to go down. Keep your promise, okay, and destroy him. That's what you should be saying to Yahweh Yahushai. Destroy the so-called white man already. Let me see his downfall. vengeance against my adversary. For a while he refused, but later he said to himself, though I neither fear power nor regard people, yet because this will keeps bothering me, I will give her justice, or in the end she will wear me out with her uneven pleas. And the Lord said, listen to what the unrighteous judge said. Won't power give justice to his chosen ones who cry out for him day and night? Will he delay them long to help them? I tell you the truth, he will give them speedy justice speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? Hopefully you was well edified. I like to give all praises and glory to Almighty Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.